Welcome everybody to the Social Dig, the greatest underrated show on the World Wide Web. I'm your host, Mr. Rob G, and as always, we're going to be digging into the topics that keep you talking and the talk that keeps you thinking. So come on in, kick your feet up, get an ice cold beverage or a warm beverage, get ready to join the conversation as we go ahead and get ready to talk about some stuff here tonight, giving this another shot on the late night call-in show. The camera is still acting wonky. I see it on screen. It's a little hesitant, but we're still going to go ahead and push through with the show here tonight because that's what we do.
Bluetooth connected.
As we go ahead and get ready to welcome in anyone who has showed up here, this was just on the fly. We decided to do this. Like, why not? Let's go ahead and try to do something here. And we have Fast Hemi in the building saying, hello, Mr. Rob G. We got Love You Love saying, do it, Fast Hemi. Fast Hemi, I mean, you're getting on stage tonight. I would love to see that. It's all good. Let me go ahead and actually put the link in the chat here. That way, if you do decide to come on up, it's something you can definitely do. And let me go ahead and get this set here. A lot of awesome stuff we can talk about tonight, really, truthfully. And we'll go ahead and make sure that we cover some stuff here. So let me go ahead and see exactly what we have going on. Let me go ahead and pause this. We have something now we're going to show in a little bit here. We're going to look at some UFO videos. We're going to talk about a bunch of different stuff. We're just going to hang out and have a cool time. So I hope that's okay with you, because that's what we're going to do right here tonight on the Late Night Call-In Show. Definitely appreciate if you're watching live. Also, if you happen to be catching this on replay, it's all good, because we didn't know we were doing this. We just decided to do it, and here we are. We're here doing it right here, right now. And we are going to make sure that we have a great time tonight as we go ahead and get ready to jump into our slides here. You already know, most of you know, you can call the show at any time. We do have a call-in line, which is 856-843-3444. That's 856-THE-DIGG. And if you happen to be calling from outside the United States, which some of you would be, you can dial 001-856-843-3444, or that's 001-856-THE-DIGG. We're going to have a fantastic time. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and hit the ground running as we get ready to get into the conversation tonight. Definitely want to thank our members, because you can get a membership right here on the channel. Just go ahead and hit the description link, and you'll see the link there. Anything that you bring into the show helps make sure we can put on the best show possible. Want to go ahead and give a shout out to members that we have so far, which is going to be Fast Timmy, Frankie B, and Joanne the Beekeeper, D Nunley, Maggie M10, Flat 6, Miss Catherine Jones, Cosmic Joe Chronicles, Wes W. Decker, Still Pooh 69, and Polly Rotterman. Yes, right here on the Social Dig, we are going to be doing these more frequently. I'm filling this out, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is something that we can do potentially 5 days a week. Don't hold me to it yet, but it's something that I'm considering, as long as we have great conversations. That's kind of what makes the whole thing go. We do have, last time we met up, which is actually last night, right? We were talking about the whole Epstein file list, and actually the list ended up being released. I think, what was it? It wasn't last night. It was the night before last. And the following day, which would have been yesterday, the list was released. And from what I was brought to understand, it wasn't really anything but information that had already been out there. And this is what we expected, right? This transparency task force. And I said it when I talked to Tim James on Spaced Out Radio. I said, we're going to end up with another committee that doesn't do anything, right? And it seems like that's what we have here, which is not really a surprise at all. And as I said, once we had the press release from the White House press secretary about the drone, saying that these were FAA approved things in the sky conducting research, I knew once we got that that likely anything else that was promised is probably not coming. So those of you that were holding your breath for UFO files in the hopes that those will also come out along with JFK records, MLK, RFK, any of these records likely not to come out. And we all know why. We know the reason why, because transparency would pretty much destroy any credibility that anyone has in our government, right? Which is not really a long shot. It's not really a surprise to most people. And it was just, I was looking through the phone list though. I was like, okay, I want to see who's in here. Now, I don't think the phone list comes out. And apparently, I guess this came out during the trial. But I think some of the names that probably you would expect to be in there that magically weren't in there probably had something to do with some sort of something being covered up. Not to get into any sort of conspiracy theories or anything like that. But I would anticipate that if you have had if someone can go back in history and show a lot of pictures of you and Jeffrey Epstein together, you're probably going to be in that phone book, you would think, but magically you're not. Okay, okay. And it's nothing to do with political parties, has nothing to do with taking any sides in any of this, because as we discussed the other day, if you have anything to do with the things that have been alleged, and I guess in some cases proven, since you have some convictions already, then yeah, you probably it's immediate cancellation for you, right? It's immediate, right? So the fact that a notable person, and you can read between the lines, a notable person who had been pictured many times with Jeffrey Epstein, and also had reported to be just really good friends with the gentleman, and had a lot of nice things to say about the gentleman. Being really good friends, you probably are in a phone book, and I just don't understand why you wouldn't be in this phone book. And at what point was your name removed from the phone book? Did you stop being friends at some point? And he was like, "Forget it, I'm taking you out of my phone book." Or was it there and it's since been removed, that since the obvious wouldn't probably be a good look? Without saying names, right? You don't really have to say names in order for you to really understand where that goes. But we do have, I wanted to look through it, right? At least for a minute. Here's the plan. I just wanted to get together, talk about that because we were just talking about it a couple days ago. So that's the main reason for that. But I did also want to get into doing just a couple fun things, right? We used to do trivia, UFO trivia, cryptid paranormal trivia. So I want to do some of that here too as well tonight, just because why not? Because we have the time, we're hanging out, so why not do that? And I think that we will do that to kind of have some fun a little bit later on. But let's cover some of the more difficult things, shall I say, before we do that, and some fun things. So I was looking on UFO Twitter, and I thought, hey, let's go ahead and take a look through UFO Twitter, because sometimes they have some cool things there. Sometimes they have some blatantly outrageous things there. And I'm formulating a new segment for a show where I'll be looking at social media posts, some of these videos that have been shown on hashtag UFO Twitter. Some of the things are blatantly fake, and then some things that make you kind of think, right? And so we're gonna do some things like, I don't know what to call it, maybe all hell because it looks real and authentic, or oh hell no because it's obviously fake. It obviously doesn't look good. So all hell no is going to be a new segment that we do, and looking over some of these videos from UFO Twitter. And so we're gonna try some of that out here tonight. But let's just tackle the serious thing real quick, get that out the way so we can have some fun. Let me Let me see if I can bring up what I'm talking about here while we are talking. Let me try to share it. Not this one here. So wait one moment. We'll stop sharing that and then I'll bring up the list. The contact book, redacted, which most of you may have already seen by now, but let me make sure that we're adding this to the stream here. You're like, I can't see that. Let me go back to the main screen here. Okay, now you can see it. Probably barely, but let me go ahead and see. We're going to go ahead and flip through here and I'll read some names just in case you can't see it. We'll take a look here. So, yeah, if you have a big enough screen, you should be able to see this. And I'm just going to go over names that I recognize. If you see any that you know, go ahead, point some out because I don't know all of these names here. I don't think all of these are people that are in the public spotlight. Let's see. Let me scroll down. I did see when I looked at this yesterday, I saw a couple of names like, oh, okay. And that's the other thing. With this list, doesn't mean just because your name is in here doesn't mean anything. It just means you knew the person. So it's not really like smoking gun or anything like that. I mean, obviously this list has been out as well, but just notable some names I didn't see in here that probably should have been if you go off of anything historic. Let me see. So Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin is on this list. If you could see right there to the far left. And that one I was like, oh wow, okay, Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, interesting. Okay. Let's see. Moving down the list some more here. And I'll kind of go slow so you can see these. You can read the list yourself as I scroll through. Um, what else did we have here? We had, let's see. And you may be able to point someone out that I'm not familiar with, but David Blaine, magician David Blaine, is friends with Jeffrey Epstein, or at least in his phone book. Very interesting. Very interesting. I like David Blaine. I think his magic, he does awesome magic. And, I personally don't have anything but good things to say about David Blaine. And it would be shocking to know anything else, but, just put prefacing reading these names by saying just because the name is here doesn't mean anything at all. Just means that he knew he was close enough to an individual to have the person in the phone book. Business reasons, who knows? Who knows? So scrolling through, I saw Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett is there. Let's see. I saw Chris Brown, and I was like, not Chris Brown, not CB, but it's Chris and Allison Brown. So I don't think we're talking about the same Chris Brown, R&B star Chris Brown. I don't think that's who we're talking about. Ron Burkle, and I think this is Ron Burkle. I'm from Sacramento, and there was a point back in 2013, 2012, somewhere in that time frame, where we were about to lose our basketball team out in Sacramento. If anybody's familiar with that, let me come up on the screen real quick. I want to see if you can read that. If I can come up as you read this here. So let me see. That's pretty small. So let me go ahead and make sure that you guys can still see that list as I'm still on the screen with it. Yeah, no, you can't see that. Okay, so I'll pop in and out as I go through this here. Let me bring it back up. All right, Ron Burkle, and actually, let me tell that story real quick. Ron Burkle is some sort of multimillionaire, and we were about to lose our basketball team back in the year 2013. Sacramento was about to lose the team to with the Maloofs. The Maloofs were the owners at the time, and they were doing everything they could to move the team from Sacramento. And we have really been, lock in step with the Sacramento Kings since they came to Sacramento in 1985, 86, somewhere in there. Rabid fan base. And they were trying to rip the team from our grips and relocate the Sacramento Kings to either Seattle to replace the Seattle Supersonics, who had already relocated to Oklahoma City in another weird, wacky deal, or they had been in talks with moving them to Anaheim and then also to Las Vegas. But the NBA stepped in, said nope, not going to do it. And one of the guys that was able to fund or at least step to the table with the money to help keep our team in Sacramento was Ron Burkle. So that's a little bit about Ron Burkle, but he is in the phone book. Let's see. Continuing on. We'll try to get through the book as quick as possible. I never finished this, so I don't know who's towards the back end of this. I did read some of these names, and let's see here. Who else was in here? Naomi Campbell. Model Naomi Campbell's in the book. Yeah. Let's see. Who else is here? All right. No one that I know on that page. Maybe you know. Like I said, I'll leave it up for a split second so you can see the name yourself. Let's see. Anyone I know here? Don't know any of these names at all. I guess I don't have enough money to know a lot of these people, right? These are probably really rich people, and you got to have money to rub elbows with these types. But let me see who else we see in here. Okay, no one that I know. Let's keep going. We're in the D's, so it shouldn't take too long. We'll get right through with this here. Mini Driver. Wow, okay. Mini Driver. Definitely familiar with Mini Driver. Let's see. That's about it for me. Duchess of York. Duke of York. All right, moving on. Nope, nobody I know there. Let's keep going here. Nope. Nope. Next page. Let's see. Ralph Fiennes. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell his or pronounce his last name. He's an actor, Ralph Fiennes. Let's see who else. Now you have Forbes on here. I'm assuming these are the Forbes of the Forbes that we all know. Let's see who else. No one there. Oh, no one there for me. What did that Judge Judy in here or somebody, right? Give me somebody that I know. Give me okay, nobody there. We're in the H's. Nope, nobody for me there. Bob Hefner the third. Any relation to Hugh? I don't know. Okay, nobody there. Yep, nobody there. Let's keep going. Mick Jagger, Michael Jackson. Wow. MJ, the Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, Mick Jagger. Ain't nobody there. Ted Kennedy Jr. Ted Kennedy Jr. Bobby and Mary Kennedy. Bobby is Robert Kennedy. I don't know if that. I have no clue if that's any relation to the Kennedy family. Senator Edward Kennedy. Well, we know that it's probably then likely connection to the family for sure. Let's see. And isn't it ironic, right? The Epstein files containing the Kennedy's names, and we're trying to get the Kennedy files. How all this stuff is intertwined, right? Pretty strange, ironic. Courtney Love, somebody circled that on the PDF. Courtney Love, the former girlfriend of Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. If you know Nirvana, smells like Teen Spirit. Anyone? Courtney Love, who people think may have been behind his unaliving. It's always been the story, but who knows? Okay, no one on that page. No one on this page that I know of. It's a lot of Maxwell's on here. So isn't the lady who got convicted Ghislaine Maxwell? I wonder if this is her family. What do you think? Likely? A lot of Maxwell's in there, at least 8. Okay, let's keep going here. Nobody on that page. Someone actually with the last name Money. Wow. Amazing. Unbelievable. Rupert Murdoch, the dude who owns Fox. Okay, no one on that page. We're in the O's now. Okay, no one there. Wait a minute. No one there. In the P's. Nope. I don't know. Anyone that you guys might recognize? I don't see anyone here. In the P's. Nope. Let's see. Joan Rivers, and Melissa Rivers. All right. right. No one yet. We're in the S's. Maria Shriver. Maria Shriver. Let's see. Kevin Spacey. Wow. You know, Kevin Spacey. Come up on screen real quick for that one because Kevin Spacey, as we all know, Kevin Spacey wasn't he accused? I don't know that he was convicted though. I know he was accused of some really strange stuff. So he's on the list. So we can at least say there's a person that was, or maybe two, if you want to say Michael Jackson as well, because he was accused. There's a couple people accused of some really strange stuff underage, right? That we saw on this list, at least two so far. So there's at least two. And accused doesn't mean convicted, obviously. So there's definitely a difference. But just the accusations, I think are enough to kind of just make maybe some of the other things on here questionable. That's just 10,000 foot view. We're in the T's. We are in the T's. Wow. Okay. Ivana Trump. Blaine and Robert Trump. I never heard of those guys. Are they part of the family? I don't know. Ivana Trump is in here. Ivanka. Ivanka is here. Ivana, Ivanka, but no Donald. Let me go back. Wouldn't that's just strange. I never really seen Epstein in photos with Ivana and Ivanka, but very strange. Blaine and Robert Trump, Ivana Trump, Ivanka Trump, no Donald Trump on this list here, which is pretty strange. Definitely a red flag for me. Let's see, and maybe it's part of the redacted part. Who knows? But you would definitely figure those names there. Then there would definitely be the other Trump, the more famous Trump there as well. Um, in the V's, no one that I see. Now I do see Chris Tucker. Is that the Chris Tucker? Smokey from Friday? Is that Smokey from Friday? Chris Tucker? And you know this man, Chris Tucker, is that him? Who knows? Let me see who else is here in the V's. Okay, we're in the W's. W's. Yeah, no one that I have heard of in the W's here. Y's. We're in the Y's. Prince Michael of Yugoslavia, Prince Mikel. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know who he is, but it's Prince. Okay, there's Ghislaine Maxwell. I wonder why these were circled. Like, what was I guess were these the standouts for whatever reason? I don't know. Okay, these are just businesses, it seems like. Yeah, these are businesses. And a lot of these places are places, man, look, Waldorf Astoria, like trying to buy a room or rent a room there. All right. Let's see, just see if there's anything else here. Some more businesses. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, Massage 8 Island. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Just sickening if you really think about it. Let's see. And I'm just flipping through these. You can pause the video if you need to see. I'm just kind of trying to get through them pretty quick here. I thought it was going to be shorter than this. Now I was going back through names again. John Kerry, Senator John Kerry. Very familiar. Senator George Mitchell, never heard of him. You're talking about David Rockefeller. And, all right. Oh, there he is. There's the Donald. There's 45 and 47. There's old 45 and 47 right there. Hmm. Looking for anything else. I believe this is almost the end here. Wow. Unbelievable. Look at that. All these redacted visitors to the massage parlor. All these. Wow. David Copperfield. What is that? Secret Service personnel escorting Mr. Barack Ehud, former Prime Minister of Israel, on Jeffrey Epstein planes. Jean-Luc Bruno, scout for young feet. Wow, I know they didn't write that down that way. Oh my God. David Copperfield, magician. And this is the end. Wow. Ooh, okay. That was more than I thought I was gonna see on here, and but apparently, I don't know. This list was a nothing burger because they said it was out since the trial, Jelaine Maxwell's trial. So apparently, I'm sure people have looked through this and seen the unredacted stuff, and apparently, they're I don't know, I don't know. Definitely for me, leaves questions though, and all I gotta say about that really is I just really hope that anyone listed who has anything to do with the unsavory part of this gets has their day. As we talked the other day before this came out, right? It'd have been cool to have this as we talked the other day, but we didn't have it, and it's an eye opener. I mean, a lot of these people, especially when they're up there in the upper echelons, they all know each other, they all hang out with each other, and certain groups, and you know this just from having friends, period. You have friend groups growing up as you have grown up. You have certain friend groups that are into these certain things. You have these groups of friends that are completely squares and don't do anything. You have these groups of friends that smoke a lot of weed. You have different friend groups, and you know the term "birds of a feather flock together" is what comes to mind for me, and it's a true statement. You usually hang out with people because there's something that you connect with or identify with within that person. If you look around at friends that you've had, there's usually something about that friend where you had interests or you had hobbies or just things that you like to do that kind of, aligned with that person, which is why you were able to be friends. However, a person that you're friends with for other reasons who doesn't align with those particular things that you align with probably wouldn't be in that friend group, although they would be associate of you. So that's kind of where the web gets a little strange. But if you can look at other individuals in that list and then say, okay, well, that person had done some weird stuff. That person was also accused of some weird stuff. And then you can keep doing that. Then you kind of might be able to see what type of friend group this is, right? Or it paints a picture of that, right? So, yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I don't need to say anything more than what we've just done here because everyone here has the same opinion on how despicable, what has been alleged and I guess proven to be is just very despicable. And anyone who had anything to do with that should be h- their feet should be held to the flames. And that ain't it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what position you hold in this world. It doesn't matter if you're president of the United States. It doesn't matter if you're the president of France or some other. If you have anything to do with anything that's been alleged, I really feel like you should have your day. There should be no way anyone involved with that should be able to escape that. There just is there shouldn't be any cover or anything that protects you from uh having to deal with that, right? Because what they were alleging that you had to fly out to these places and just crazy, just wild, wild, wild stuff. So it makes me upset. It does. It does upset me. Of the type of things that they talk about, and it just really also makes me upset if people who are involved with that, if they're allowed to kind of get away with that. It's very troublesome, very, very troublesome. and it says something about this world that we live in, and we kind of talked about that the other day. But talking is one thing, but seeing the list is a whole nother thing, and it's kind of just bothering me a little bit right now. But I'm sure it's bothering you just as much. Yeah, and if this is the list that's been out since then, why aren't we talking more about it? Why aren't we digging more into this then? Or are they? Am I not aware that they are? Yeah, yeah, very, very bothersome. But we're gonna move on from this, and we're gonna get into some fun stuff because we definitely covered this the other night. But I just wanted to make sure that we looked at the names because I just wanted to verify some things. That's about it. Love you, love. Do appreciate you for becoming a member. We really appreciate that. Helps keep the show going. Helps us be able to put on shows. Got some things in mind coming down the pipeline where we're just gonna blow this thing up. We're gonna have some tailored content specifically to historical UFO cases, and we got a lot of stuff in the bag that I'm putting together. So you've become a member right on time, and I do appreciate you for showing love. Fast Hemi with the thumbs up, like yeah, love you, love. Thank you again, also for the super chat. Truth to power, love this show. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, no problem. When you do this kind of stuff, though, and I don't, I'm that's why I have that unapologetically, Mr. Rob G, because I don't care, about how some people feel about covering this stuff because it should be talked about. It's like taboo. Nobody really wants to say too much about it. Nobody want, and I'm not going to just kick the door in because I don't have the tools to do that. But at the same time, it's definitely something that people should not be afraid to talk about, and it doesn't have to be political. When you talk about stuff like this, politics have been out the door a long time ago. You know what I mean? This is just anyone involved with that is just a sick person. I don't care who you are, or what from wherever on the planet. I don't care who you're known to be. I don't care about any of that. And no one, and that's the way everybody else should look at it too. It doesn't matter who you are. Like if you are attached to any of that stuff right there, you without YouTube trying to censor and do all that crazy stuff, you should probably have your feet held to the fire. That will just, yeah. Yeah. So appreciate your support there. Let's see what a nothing burger with nothing on it and no sides. Here's my thing, and people will say this about UFO reports too, and like some of the things that have come out where we're like really expecting, over and anticipating or over expecting way more than what's going to actually be delivered. And I think when that happens, then you could walk away from it feeling like that. But one key thing to do is to always look at the nuggets, like what wasn't said, what could you glean from that. And right off the bat, we saw a couple people who we know in the public sphere have been, confronted with allegations of things, and they were in the book. Does it mean a lot? Not really, but I don't know most of the people on that list. So had I known a lot more of those people, and what happens if you go look at those people? Because most of those people aren't in the public eye, right? But what if you were to look into those people and you were able to kind of bring up a little history on each one of those individuals? How many would you find that may have, in some other past situation been confronted with something strange, right? Maybe that list starts to grow. We just pointed out two people that we know very well, Michael Jackson and Kevin Spacey, who were public figures, stars, superstars, if you want to call them that. And that's the reason why we know those names. Because if they were just obscure individuals, we wouldn't have been able to point those two people out. So I just say, where there's smoke, there's a fire. And if you were to look into the history of a lot of those other people, what do you find? Do you find other that there were more people that had some weird things? Because if that's the case, then it's way more than a nothing burger. It's actually a double burger with cheese, a double burger with cheese with pickles and bacon and everything on it, right? And it's really just a matter of digging into who the rest of those people were, because you just never know. I mean, and it could be something as obscure as this one individual whose name you didn't really know on there was accused of something 30 years ago, right? And never has been accused of anything since, but they were accused one time by a family member or something close to that. That would be enough right there. And then if you start seeing a pattern of that, then you know that this is likely a group of people that have this one common person uh, engaged or involved because of that one thing or that little thing, right? That's what you got to watch for. So it could be something way bigger than that, but it's nothing that slaps you in the face. I agree with you. It's nothing that just hits you over the head and says, "Hey," like he doesn't have like a phone book full of people on a list on the essay list, right? But maybe he does. You just don't know who those people are, right? Lex Diaz, I heard Bill Nye was a frequent visitor of Epstein Island. And Bill Nye's kind of strange. I grew up on Bill Nye. He's just a little weird. But once again, we know Bill Nye, the science guy. We don't know Bill Nye 40 years ago, who before, stuff like this was reported widely. Like, we don't know, right? Until you dig into it. So that I think that's kind of where, if anything, I think that's where you leave off with a list like this. You just kind of do your research on the individual. So whoever takes the time to do it may be able to put that together and be like, whoa, there's a pattern here. Whoa, there's a pattern here. Let's see. Lovey Love. I still wonder why the media was not allowed in court when Ghislaine Maxwell testified that she's still in prison. They pardoned her. I think she's still in prison, and that's an interesting thing because even with all those redactions, she knows, right? And they know she knows. She could recite the phone book, I'm sure, from the top of her head, and wouldn't even need this to look at. She knows. She knows. That was supposedly his right hand woman, a right hand person. So there's that. There's that. And he already had his situation where he was unalive. So it would be really weird for her to have the same fate, right? So I don't see that. So she's in a really chronic in a situation where who knows, right? She's in a situation where maybe she holds the keys to her own freedom by coming out and saying the redacted parts of this, right? Maybe that's her key. And maybe she's just holding on to that key until she's ready to play her trump card. Boom, boom. Oh my God! Not being political at all, but you know, I don't think I need to say any more than that. Let me see. Wow, we know Stephen Hawking was on there. Wow, I didn't see his name on there though. That was strange. Maybe I overlooked it. This is hard to scroll on here. Lovey Love says so. We have Epstein for the YouTube seg. Oh, for the that, and then did okay, and the obvious that yeah. No. Yeah. It's definitely not. No, don't pin this down to a particular race. There's just sick individuals. Period. Yeah, it doesn't matter your race. I don't think that matters at all. No, not at all. It said Jane and Jimmy Buffett. I believe they were on the list. I know I read Jimmy Buffett. I don't know about Jane. Maybe I did, but I know Jimmy Buffett. I saw that. Um, let's see. Like Stephen Hawking showed up and he can't move, but somehow like I'm with it. That's funny, but a little insensitive. But I understand. I see where the humor is behind that. Um, hey Maggie M10, welcome to the show tonight. Let's see. Yikes. Okay, so I'm behind because I've been reading this list for so long. That was like 30 minutes ago. All right, let me try to let me just scroll through because you guys were responding to the names as I read them. Yeah. Spacey was one sick MF and one of my favorite actors, man, blew me away. I was so just crushed, man, when with the Spacey stuff, man. I was like, man, like the movie Seven is an epic movie for me. Um, I'm not gonna disagree. I'm not gonna disagree. Lovely love. This is orchestrated by this administration, and I hate to be like this administration, that administration, because then it makes it seem like you're choosing sides. But I see what you're just pointing to a group of people without saying the names, which is I understand why you would do that, but uh, not of this administration, that administration. I don't think it has anything to do with that. Um, it definitely isn't political. It's just a bunch of sickos doing sick stuff, man. Let's see. And that was just the phone book. They had some other lists on there that I hadn't gone through, and I think it would just upset me more and more if I even tried to go through that stuff because it was like the masseuse paperwork, and you just then you get visuals, and I don't need any of that. I already deal with you know all the other bad stuff that life throws at you. So let me see. Bim Jim Epstein was the spider putting out a web. Oops. Let me make sure I do this for the show shuts off. Okay, Epstein was the spider putting out a web. He caught some, others he did not catch. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's a strong accusation. I don't know that I can bring that one up on screen, but let's see. Mr. Raji, what did you have for lunch? A much more interesting question. Yeah. I had I had I had orange chicken, sweet and sour chicken, chow mein, rice. And I still have some left over, which I'll probably have as a midnight snack. Yeah. And we just started with this because we talked about this the day before yesterday on the other late night show. So this kind of bookends that conversation because it was just more talking about how we felt about this whole thing, right? But then to actually see some names and then have some theories, right? Because, like I stated, with that list, if you can see some people on there that really line up with the accusations, then you can definitely probably find others that fit that as well on the list and kind of go a little bit further than that. All right. Let's see. We are a few steps behind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely, Lex Diaz for sure. Let's see. Okay, wow. That is crazy. Maggie and Tim, but it's the summer there. Your summer is our winter. I have to remember that. It's 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit out in the land down under, which is like summer here where I'm at here in Bakersfield, California. It gets actually hotter. And for like 30 days straight. Like who is that even like is that designed for humans or I don't know. All right, we're about 2 minutes behind. Let's see. All right, Maggie M10, thank you so much for your support. Thumbs up and hand gesture with the words top. Thank you, Maggie M10. And Kai Schneider. Oops, let me see. Not to mention where are the pilots of these planes and the flight logs. Yeah, I mean, and that's okay. So we're current now. Maybe that's the next shoe to drop, right? Potentially. Um, I do terrible things for a junior whopper with bacon and cheese and a chocolate shake and fries right now. Uber Eats. If you have a Burger King stays open that late, that is right. Or if you have ground beef, just hop right on in that kitchen, pull out the bacon, pull out the griddle, and make it happen. That's what I do. Singing a song, you better run and take cover. Love be love. They used to have the best chocolate shakes for real. I drive by BK all the time. Yeah, Hillbilly Hair, make it happen. Heck yeah. Yeah, my stepfather is the king of what this is what he would do. He would actually let me remove this here. He would wake up and he still does to this day. You wake up randomly at 2 in the morning and he is cooking full-fledged breakfast and he's real thin like it don't matter how much he eats he can't gain weight like he has his metabolism is crazy like that but you wake up in 2 in the morning and you to the smell of hash browns and eggs, you know what I mean? Or he'll take what was made for dinner and then remix that into something else at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And he still does that to this day. If he heard this, he'd be laughing. He'd be laughing because he is the king of that. The king of making it happen at 2 in the morning. Full blown experience, right? Not microwave reheat. We're talking about fire up the stove, pull up the pans, get this frying stuff, and 2 o'clock in the morning. No joke. I bet you was it almost two. I bet you right now, if I was over there, he probably is up right now or about to get up right now and fry something up. And no munchies. He's not a smoker. He doesn't smoke. So no munchies. He's smoked maybe once or twice in his life. Not a munchie guy. So that's pretty crazy that you brought that up because that is him and he's probably doing that right now. But here is what I wanted to do. So now that we gave our opinions on that, because I think you should. It just came out in the news. Why not do it? Why not have the conversation when we're around each other? We're a group of people. Why not do it? We can do it, right? This is the social dig. This is where we are social, where we are able to get together and have conversations, whether they're light-hearted and great and nice, or whether they're tough. This is kind of what happens here. I mean, I think people know that by now. If you've been here long enough, we've had a lot of tough conversations here. And there's some people that really aren't in for that, right? But that's kind of how you're able to process things and be able to move forward because even though I don't know anyone that was affected by that whole situation, it's still something that bothers me very deeply. And there to see anyone walk away from that, if the evidence is sitting right there, is would be a travesty and just something I hope couldn't wouldn't be allowed to happen, but we'll see. Time will tell. So let's go ahead and move into actually the next thing that I had here, which was some just some stuff I had found on UFO Twitter. And like I said earlier, this is something that I want to do. I have a segment that we're trying to create called All Nah or wait, All Hell or All Hell No. So all hell means wow, what that's amazing. What is that? That's crazy. All hell no means nah, that's definitely fake. It's not real at all. So let me go ahead and bring this up here. All right. I want to see if this will show up for you guys. Okay. So this was on Twitter. Let me show you what the let me back out of the full screen so you can see the post here. All right. So this was posted by Think Tank. Think Tank, from what I found out, from what I see, post ends up posting stuff that they're unsure of, and they kind of just throw it out there for everyone else to say, "Hey, I don't know what it is, but this is weird." Never really leaning into one particular thing, but they usually end up posting a lot of videos. So if you're on X, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, then Think Tank is, if you do hashtag UFO Twitter, you'll usually get stuff from Think Tank that comes in that feed. And this is what they posted, just saying, tell me what type of plane and airline this is. And then uses the R word, which is one we don't really use nowadays, but this is what they showed. Now, tell me, this is a all no, wait, all hell? Or all hell no. Tell me what you. And I'll let that play, and I'll look in the chat here. No. Lovey Love's like, no. Les Diaz is like, no. Kai Snyder's like, does that thing have anti-collision lights? It looks like it does. But as I've said before, I think UFOs can mimic that though. So I don't ever use that as a guide. But putting that aside, Maggie and Ted says, I don't know, this whole thing confused me so much. Lex Diaz says it has navigation lights. But to be fair, if you had a baby, if you had a baby with the set of lights in front of you, it would only be a matter of time before that baby could also mimic collision lights. That's the thing I'm saying about that. So using, does it have collision lights as a guide? I think is something not to do, because those the light patterns and colors could be mimicked easily. Anyone that can mimic, and I use babies because babies mimic human beings or grown-ups, adults, all the time. So if you see it enough, you can mimic it. And we know UFOs have lights on them already that blink in different colors. So for them to also blink in the same colors and in the same pattern would not be too far off of a thing. So I think just immediately looking at something and saying, "Oh no, it has collision lights, it's not a UFO," I think is the wrong thing to do. But even putting that aside, I think you can obviously see that this, to me, looks like a all hell no, which for me looks more like someone added this into the frame. It just looks so manufactured. It looks totally not part of the of. When has anyone caught anything this clear ever? Right. So I think they were trying to point to the whole drone thing, and trying to say, hey, these aren't planes or these aren't this. But yeah, I don't think that that's probably something that's authentic either. I really don't. That's a all hell no for me. So let's see what else they got here on hashtag UFO Twitter. Got some posts. Oh, this is some of my old stuff. Okay, this is someone filmed a Tic Tac. We filmed a Tic Tac sighting February 27th, 2025, Eagle, Idaho. Okay, let's take a look. Don't think we need all that, but okay, I think you guys can see it in the frame. I'm gonna also show those photos they had attached, because apparently you get a better look at whatever this is. And this is, I think this is inconclusive unless they can get in closer. Just the video. I mean, it's definitely something white. It's definitely moving. It looks like it's actually there in the sky. That there was, for a moment there, it did look sort of tubular, but they've shown. I've seen airplanes where you can't really see the wings because of how far you are. So the fuselage is what you mainly see, but I don't see a tail on it, which is kind of strange. Just in the video, we'll look at the photos here in just a moment. There's like a split second. I don't know if I can, where they zoom in a little bit. Let me see if I can catch it. Okay, I paused it right there. Maybe there's a tail right here that you could just not barely see. So it's not enough to sell it, but obviously, and I know this from my own experience, being there live is different, and you're definitely able to see more detail, but there isn't obviously any information really attached with this. And tech, just on the face of it, maybe it's a plane. So let me go ahead and bring up the zoomed in photos that they have, that they included with this here. Yeah, I think the shape is definitely there, right? I mean, you can't tell what that looks like. You know, I'll flip through these and then I'll say what I need to say. This looks like just like the exposure, right? You don't see anything really that would make for the tail section of a plane. I don't see anything that should be there. If there's a tail that sticks up right on a planes and it sticks up pretty high, so even if it's a long exposure, you would think you would at least see that part of it or something in the area of where that should be. I don't see anything there. And then this one is the one that makes it really strange. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? All no, or all hell, or all hell no? Magneticus says the plane, boss, the plane, which is a very old reference. Maggie M10 is a great question. Haven't they all been near airports though? Yeah, yeah. Actually, the image I caught in Reno of that dot, just literally that dot in the sky, was about a mile away from the airport, and it was caught on the same day that they had these two dots, very similar, that were trailing a plane taking off from McCarran Airport, which is now Harry Reid Airport, I believe. Bim Jim, this is a lesson for anyone out in the future. You can see the autofocus searching, use manual focus. Good call. Yeah, this is very true, Lex Diaz. And this is what I was trying to tell skeptics, period, right? That take a picture, get your phone out and take a picture of just a plane or just something up there that you can see really good with your eyes, and it's going to come out like crap on a phone. It's not just UFOs that come out blurry. Phones are not the greatest things to take pictures of things that are far off like that. So no, you're totally right with that statement there. And I think people found that out during this whole drone thing. Like they're there every day, so to come out and take the picture. The pictures didn't really get better, and that's because the cameras didn't get better. The cameras were the same. They're the same phone cameras now. uh, I was hoping during that time, and maybe someone did, and we just don't know yet, would have had the mind of saying, "Hey, let's take one of our professional grade cameras out there because they're going to be here tomorrow. So let's make sure we get the best resolution photo of whatever these things are." I'm hoping someone has done that. I would think someone did do it, but we may not be aware of that as of yet. So hopefully someone did. And let's see. Altered audio typically means altered video. Yeah, at least edit for sure. Let's see. Lovey Love, Weather Balloon. She pulling out the classic box, Weather Balloon. Maggie M10, could this be part of breaking cognitive dissonance, perhaps? Bringing in the possibility, then having a media blackout on it? It seems this stuff has entered mainstream little and often. Yeah, on that end of it, and that's why you know I don't know how many games you could play with objects that are clearly and blatantly in the sky. Now, if they're one-off things where it's not repeatable, then maybe you could do it in that fashion. But if it's something like the whole drone situation where they were there for like months and months, a couple months straight, every single night, same time, same place, uh, then that's why I kind of lean into that not being part of any government or any, even private industry, because after 2 months, someone would get a fully clear image of what it was if it was just something made by human beings, right? And so either they weren't able to because of the object was anomalous and they just could not get one, or someone has one. But I think it's one of those two, period. Like someone has a really good picture and can show you that it was just a drone, or no one was able to capture a good picture of it because of it being something anomalous and not really, something that was there but wasn't there, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, we just, yeah, believe me. And I think I put the stamp on this again, but if for anyone coming in since we started showing these, I'm not backing any of these things. We're doing something called all hell or all hell no. So I haven't even seen these videos. We're looking at these for the first time together as right now in this moment. And I don't vouch or back any of these things that we're looking at for sure. Let's see. D Cypher says a plane breaking towards camera would not show the tail wing. Breaking towards the camera? Yeah, that's true. But would it be that wide? That's what I would want to know. Yeah, it's a blob. That it is. Yeah. So we're going to see if there's anything else listed there on Twitter. On Twitter. That's my accent, my English accent. It's not really great, but it is what it is. Okay, let me go ahead and get us back into UFO Twitter, hashtag UFO Twitter, and see what else they have it posted there as of recent. So that one was the Rafos Network stating that we filmed this Tic Tac sighting. So they're saying that they filmed it, it's theirs, and let's go. Deep dive into alleged UFO reverse engineering program housed within the U.S. Air Force 412 test group operating out of Edwards and Nellis Air Force Base. Yeah, won't be watching that. Let's see. This has always been strange to me. And we can look at this real quick. More than 150 whales washed up on a remote beach in Australia. Do you know of anything of this, Maggie? Since we know you're down under, have you heard anything of this? Typical first scene of any disaster movie. We'll go ahead full screen it. Says yes, it was in Tasmania. Wow. This is what I've always thought, because they say that maybe like the homing signal, or the thing in their mind that navigates them around the waters, goes, something happens to that, and then they end up beaching themselves. That's what I've heard, that is one of the reasons that people give for that. I'm sure there's other reasons as well, but I've also heard, or I've also thought, like maybe there's something in the water they were trying to get away from, You know what I mean? That's always been the thing in the back of my mind. Like maybe they were all being chased to shore by something that they were afraid of. That's where you get into USOs, right? Like if you're a whale and you see a USO speeding through the water at top speed or just anything that it isn't used to seeing, right? Then would it cause something like this? Whales are smart. They're not dumb. Whales are very smart and they've been around for a long time. Like their life cycles are pretty long. And they're used to seeing stuff in the water. Like they know what's normal, what isn't normal, and what would cause 150 of them at one time to kind of beach themselves in one particular area. Could it be that they were chased out of the water? Some people think megalodon is still around. Some people think, that's something else. If you believe megalodon still exists, some people think it does. If you got a megalodon coming at you, then you would be a treat. If you're a whale, you'd be a snack, right? So would that be something that would scare whales enough for them to beach themselves? That's where they know they would be safe. Would you rather at least be safe for the moment, right? And with some sort of event that's taking place, maybe it's something like that. Because I've never understood. I've always tried to understand why whales would do this, or why animals, period, in the ocean would run ashore like this. You got to ask yourself, like, why? Like, it's not like they were dead already and then they just were washed up on shore dead. Like these things beach themselves. You have to go through a lot of trouble beaching for a whale. Usually, a high tide that's higher than normal, can bring them in. Sometimes they get stuck on land because the tide rushes out, quicker than they realize, and then now they're stuck on land. So that happens. Um, but in most cases, when they get beached, they are alive at the time that they do it. So you got to ask yourself, like, why? What would be the reason that this would happen? Very, very strange. Very strange. All right, let's see what else we got here, and then try to find a couple more here, and then we'll wrap it up with a little trivia and get up out of here and call it a fun night. Let's see what else we got. Okay, Symposium Div- Divinorum, Symposium Divinorum posted the most unsettling thing about UFOs deactivating nukes is not that they can, but that they keep having to do it. This is the intergalactic equivalent of a safety inspector confiscating a flamethrower from a child who just wants to see what happens. And that's the image. Yeah. Okay. I get it. I get it. Okay. I don't know about all that. You didn't see that. Now, this is the type of stuff that just upsets me. This is obviously a all hell no. This is obviously a all hell no. So before we show this, nobody's saying this is realistic. I don't think it is. Doesn't even seem to be. But this is the type of stuff that people put out there, and it just muddies the waters for people who aren't able to discern. I'm not gonna get hit with the copyright either, but like, who would ever just be like, "Oh, this is real"? Unfortunately, there's some people out there that would. And the people that go through the effort of putting something like this together, it's just a waste of time. talking about, and this is the post. This video, and this is Rayfos Network. So this is also something to look at. This is the same outlet who posted that what we called Tic Tac earlier. Um, and they posted this video saying this video has been making the rounds in social media. This frame shows an error in editing. The craft appears to be below the power lines. Unless we can explain why the craft would appear to be below the power lines, it's likely this is virtual effects. So at least you came to the right conclusion, but I don't think you have to even know that much to, and it's definitely blatant, right? But I think you could look at it and tell just right off the bat without any analysis. Okay, this is cigar-shaped UFO object seen next to ICBM launch. Probably not. Probably all hell no, but we'll see. So what are they saying? Are they saying that that thing down there? See if I can pause it. So are they saying that this is a crap? Is that what they're saying? There's obviously a smoke ring. You go back to the post. Cigar shape. Yeah, they're talking about the what is a definitely a smoke ring. It doesn't appear to be a craft. And I'm going to go to you guys because I know you guys are very intelligent. What do you guys think about that? Is that a no? Is that a all hell or all hell no? Yeah, they're saying and I'll play it again if you didn't see it, but they're saying that this, which is depicted right as it starts to launch, you'll see like a smoke, what I think is a smoke ring shooting up right there, and they're calling it a cigar shaped UFO. Tell me what you think. Right here. And I'm saying that because it has this under it. This is what makes me feel like it's part of the launch. Let me go back. Am I looking at it wrong? Do you see a cigar shaped craft? Let me go to the chat. No, that's what I'm talking about. I think it's a no too. That's as full screen as it'll do, as it'll go, Bim Jim. Or yeah, that's as full screen as it'll go. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. Yep, Smoke Ring, Lex Diaz, and then Maggie M10. I think it's part of the launch. I think so too. But that's the thing. Yeah, cool takeoff though. Yeah, definitely is. But that's the thing. That's the thing though. Just posting things and calling it a UFO, like when it's obviously a smoke ring. You can see it billowing, and then here I guess someone has yes, exactly. Someone put contrast on it And I'm glad they did because this is what I saw too. A smoke trail leading up to a smoke ring. So I'm glad someone did this. But it's like, I don't know, it shouldn't take that long to figure that out though. You should, if you're being using discernment and you are really trying to vet, then you wouldn't have posted it. You would have looked at it yourself and been like, "Oh, it's a smoke ring," and not even posted it. Because once you post it, now you're muddying the water because you're calling it a cigar-shaped UFO object seen next to the ICBM launch. Because we know that UFOs tend to be around nukes. So when you post something like this, oh, it's just a smoke ring, right? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. This is posted on February 17th. Something 30 the post is 30 seconds in and Greer is already over it. Well, let's see what it talked about.
And you make some wild claims, especially you. You've been doing this for a long time. You've been around the block, and you make some wild claims.
No, I don't make claims. I make statements based on facts and research. I'm a scientist.
Yeah. Especially you. You've been doing this for a long time. You've been around the block.
Okay, Dr. Stephen Greer. Check out this interdimensional NHI being casually walking around. This is what someone put. They didn't say, "What is this?" or "Check this out. This is weird." They post, "Check out this interdimensional NHI being casually walking around." This is the bad. This is when it gets bad. Let me bring it up here. Say we need the music. Let me know what you think that is. You don't have full screen. Let me bring it up here. So, what do you think this is? Let me get a better look at this. They're saying this is an interdimensional being. Walks right through the gate and just keeps on walking. I'm going to be like, "Oh, hell no." Because if it could do that, why would it walk? Why would it just walk to where it's going? Yeah, it did, Maggie. Maggie M10 says, "Okay, that did look like it walked through the gate." It did. So apparently it kind of walks up to the gate, kind of looks through, and then just literally materializes straight through the gate and then keeps on walking. But I'm like, if it could do that, why would it be walking? If it could do that, I'm sure it could do other things, maybe float. Now, how they faked it, I couldn't tell you. I mean, it just using your mind, just thinking about it, it would appear like nah, but there'd have to someone would have to do more more evidence would have to be pointed out. Someone would have to analyze this video, but it looks crazy. Not gonna say it's impossible. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna lean towards hell no for that one. I'm gonna definitely lean towards hell no, but it is a little weird. All right, let me see if there's anything else here. Someone posted this, says deep underground military base and many people reported to be all over America and multiple levels deep. We can only imagine what is kept in these. Now, these are usually like quarries or mines. Some of these have been changed over to be not necessarily bases. I'm sure they use them for bases too. But there's I can't remember, there was like a trucking show that I used to watch. What was this? There was a trucking show I used to watch, and there was a company that had their inventory in a place like this, and inside there were like streets and stuff. They literally had vehicles inside they were driving around, and it was a real place. So I believe they do have places like this all around the country because I've seen one in use for, like I said, for a business. And if I could find the video, I'll point you to it. But they definitely have these type of spots. I don't know that it was this tall, but it definitely was carved into the limestone and had a lot of different streets on the inside. So I've seen one of these. So for sure they have stuff like this. I wouldn't say they don't. So I'm gonna go with yeah on this. I'm gonna go with yeah. I'm gonna go with yes. They do have these and they're probably everywhere. And that goes to the point, right? Like if something happens in nuclear or some sort of asteroid impact, they do have places like these already set up for them to go, like the continuity of government, and that's something we could talk about on a different we've talked about it before, but a place for all the elite and people like that to go. They do have those places. And you know, there are natural cave systems, right? Which would be the ones that we could afford to go to because they're natural. But yeah, they do have those types of things out there for sure. Let me see. All right. We'll check. Let's check one other thing here. Hopefully the next one's a good one. Someone says at least one of these pictures must be real. I don't know why you would say that. I don't know why it'd be a must, but let's take a quick look at it. Um, And I'm just looking anything that just seems weird to me. I think these are the ones that were on the Turkey UFO, the one where you were able to see in the front window and they had the two beans supposedly in the front window. That's what this one is. You know, I don't know about that. Could be on the fence. This is the interrogation, the alien interrogation video, which I think is fake. Skinny Bob, which is probably the most realistic, truthfully, out of all the ones that they show. I don't know. Skinny Bob for me is a maybe. The Turkey UFOs, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Skinny Bob is fake, Lex Diaz says. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know, man. The blinking eye is always what gets me. The blinking over the big eyeball. For whatever reason, that one has me hung up. Just the blinking, because you know, I don't know. Maybe it's CGI. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say. But with that being said, that's all hell or all hell no. So what we'll go ahead and do is jump into a few UFO trivia questions before we go ahead and wrap up the night. So I'm really gonna need YouTube for this one. So let me set this up for you guys. Make sure I have this set right. All right. Let me set this up to make sure I don't mess anything up, guys. All right, all right. UFO trivia. I know how we're going to do this. Okay, here we go. Let's start it off like this. What was the name of the UFO incident where a pilot named Kenneth Arnold saw 9 flying objects in 1947? Skip that one. That gave you the answer. That was the Kenneth Arnold sighting. Let's skip that one. What U.S. military project investigated UFO reports from 1952 to 1969? What U.S. military project investigated UFO reports from 1952 to 1969? All right. And this is going to be a little weird because I haven't done it on this system before, but Jennifer got Project Blue Book first. I don't know where to find the starred comments, but I'll figure that out. Okay. All right, here we go. What is the term for a UFO that leaves behind physical evidence like burned ground or radiation traces? What is the term for a UFO that leaves behind physical evidence like burned ground or radiation traces? Lex Diaz got it. That is a close encounter of the second kind. Good job, Lex Diaz. Let me star that one here. All right. Now, hopefully, I can find the stars afterwards. If I can't, don't hold me to it. We're doing this for the first time. All right. Question number 4. Which famous UFO crash allegedly happened in New Mexico in 1947? Which famous UFO crash allegedly happened in New Mexico in 1947? All right. I did have Roswell, and that was Lex Diaz. That was Lex Diaz. Okay, gotcha. All right, let's keep it going. What was the name of the U.S. government program revealed in 2017 that secretly studied UFOs? What was the name of the U.S. government program revealed in 2017 that secretly studied UFOs? (2017) that secretly studied UFOs. I'll give you a hint. Think of Lou Elizondo. All right. Like Maggie M10 got it. That would be ATIP. That would be ATIP, which is the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, ATIP. All right. What year did the Phoenix Lights mass UFO sighting occur? What year did the Phoenix Lights mass UFO sighting occur? Looks like Lex Diaz got it. That would be 1997. 1997. All right. Good job. Good job. Okay. Let's see. Which U.S. president is rumored to have seen a UFO while he was governor of Georgia? Which U.S. president is rumored to have seen a UFO while he was governor of Georgia? Looks like Jennifer got that one. I guess as Governor Jimmy Carter, then now known as President Jimmy Carter. All right. And what is the name of the alleged secret U.S. military base linked to UFO research and reverse engineering? What is the name of the alleged secret U.S. military base, which everybody knows of now, linked to UFO research and reverse engineering? It looks like we got Lex Diaz with the area 51. Where's Area 51 when you need them? Area 51. Definitely the right answer. What U.S. city is famous for the 1961 UFO abduction case involving Betty and Barney Hill? What U.S. city is famous for the 1961 UFO abduction case involving Betty and Barney Hill? This one might be a tough one. What U.S. city is famous for the 1961 UFO abduction case involving Betty and Barney Hill? Okay. I'll give it to Lex Diaz. You got the state. It was New Hampshire, but the city is Lancaster. Lancaster, New Hampshire. Let's give that up for Lex Diaz. And let's give a shout out to Maggie M10 for simply just not knowing, saying, I don't know. Don't be afraid to say you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. All right. In which state is the infamous Skinwalker Ranch known for paranormal and UFO activity? In which U.S. state is the infamous Skinwalker Ranch known for paranormal and UFO activity? All right, Lex Diaz with Utah. It is Utah. Got a bunch of other stuff going on in Utah too. That's for sure. All right. What is the term for the supposed ability to move objects with the mind? What is the term for the supposed ability to move objects with the mind? We got Lex Diaz with telekinesis. Lex Diaz is on fire. Exactly. Exactly, Aunt Joanne. Move that chair. Move that chair. Which famous haunted doll inspired the Annabelle movies? Which famous haunted doll inspired the Annabelle movies? All right, we'll go ahead and give that to Kai Snyder. For a long time, I didn't know this until we started doing the trivia, but it's actually the Raggedy Ann and Andy. Or it's the Raggedy Ann doll specifically. Great job, Kai Snyder. Yeah, Raggedy Ann was so wholesome, right? Supposedly. Turned out it's the Annabelle doll. What is the name of the Massachusetts town known for its infamous witch trials in 1692? What is the name of the Massachusetts town known for its infamous witch trials in 1692? Maggie M10 got that. Salem, where they burned witches at the stake. Oh my God. Like, really? Horrific. Very horrific. Didn't know if they were witches or not. Just burnt them. which I think is pretty sad. Let's see. What is the name of the supposed interdimensional beings often reported in paranormal cases? That I don't think there's enough there to give you this answer. What is the name of the supposed interdimensional beings often reported in paranormal experiences? And I'll give you the clue that gives it away. What is the name of the supposed interdimensional shadow beings often reported in paranormal experiences? Yep. Maggie M10 got it. Shadow people. Like it has shadow beings. So it's definitely shadow people, which I have a picture of. Everybody knows that. Great job, Maggie M10. All right. What cryptid is known as the abominable snowman in the Himalayas? What cryptid is known as the abominable snowman in the Himalayas? Maggie M10 with Yeti coming back. It is the Yeti. Which creature is said to live in the swamps of Louisiana and resembles a werewolf? Which creature is said to live in the swamps of Louisiana and resembles a werewolf? This one has one of those sort of French names. Because it's Louisiana, so they have one of these sort of French bayou names. Ooh, really close, Jennifer. And Joanne. It's the Rougarou. You didn't spell it right, but I know what you mean, and Joanne. I know what you mean. All right. Let's see. What Scottish lake is home to a legendary water monster? What Scottish lake is home to a legendary water monster? Oh, Maggie M10 again with Loch Ness. Might be one of the biggest come from behind victories ever. Loch Ness. Which cryptid was reported in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and is associated with disaster predictions? Which cryptid was reported in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, and is associated with disaster predictions? Ooh, she's hot. She's on fire. She's on fire. Maggie M10 with Mothman. Watch the Mothman Prophecies. It's actually pretty good if you haven't seen it. Great job, Maggie M10. Killing it. Les Diaz is a no-show. What's going on? What is the name of the large bat-like creature reported in Mexico and Texas? The name of the large bat-like creature reported in Mexico and Texas. El Chupacabra is the correct answer. Lex Diaz got that. Great job. And what ape-like creature is believed to roam the forest of North America? What ape-like creature is believed to roam the forest of North America? Yep, plain old Bigfoot. The big guy. Mr. Big Feet. And that would be Kai Snyder. The big guy. Mr. Big Feet. Okay. Which prehistoric looking sea creature is rumored to exist off the coast of Africa? Which prehistoric looking sea creature is rumored to exist off the coast of Africa? Which prehistoric looking sea creature is rumored to exist off the coast of Africa? Not Godzilla, not crickets, not Leviathan, not the Platosaur. This one is Plateosaurus. Nope. This is the Mokele Membe. Mokele Membe. Mokele Mokele Membe. All right. Which winged cryptid is often seen near bridges and tunnels in urban legends? Which winged cryptid is often seen near bridges and tunnels in urban legends? Nope, not the Mothman, not the pterodactyl, not the Mothman, not the Jeepers Creepers, not the trolls. Which winged cryptid is often seen near bridges and tunnels in urban legends? I'll give you a hint. Some call him a devil. Ooh, I gave a huge hint. Some call him a devil? Lex Diaz, the New Jersey Devil. The New Jersey Devil. The New Jersey Devil. Which cryptid is said to resemble a giant thunderbird and is reported mainly in the United States? Gave you the answer. Yep, Maggie M10 got it. It is the Thunderbird, as I unwittingly gave the answer. All right. And this one is the last one here. What is the name of the mysterious underground humanoid creatures said to exist in Kentucky caves? What is the name of the mysterious underground humanoid creatures said to exist in Kentucky caves? This is one of my favorites. The name of the mysterious underground humanoid creatures said to exist in Kentucky caves. Oh, this is the last one. Nobody knows, huh? Kentucky is a real big clue. Kentucky caves. There's a town in Kentucky very famous with UFO sightings. Okay, no one knows. All right, I'll give you the answer. So here it is. The answer is the Goblins of Hopkinsville. What is the name of the mysterious underground humanoid creature said to exist in Kentucky caves? The Goblins of Hopkinsville. If you ever watched that show Hellier on YouTube, that's supposedly what they were looking for. Even though I think a lot of what they were doing was fake. I'm gonna just put it out there, but let me see. Is there one we can pull out here? Yes. Okay. What? Let's do this one. Let me think of one everyone here would know, without a doubt. What does UFO stand for? What does UFO stand for? All right, Lex Diaz got it. Okay, now let me see if I have the ability to look at the starred comments only. Yeah, not the easiest thing to do. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to call Lex Diaz and Maggie M10 the winners of tonight's trivia because uh they both were neck and neck, and we're going to give them the gold star tonight as they win trivia together, united, which means everybody wins trivia tonight, united as well. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. Thanks for being a part of that. You know how we do. So now I'm gonna have to figure out a better way to keep track of, because it's different now. I use a totally different system for doing these shows now, whereas it used to be very easy to keep track of everyone. Now it is very difficult. So we'll figure out a way to do that. But I think just doing it for the first time on this new system, you guys did awesome. So just give yourselves a round of applause. And really, everybody walks away a winner, right? Because it's all about gaining the knowledge, right? Maybe you didn't know the answer before. Maggie and 10 said earlier, clearly, I don't know. But once the answer was given, now she does know, right? And I think that's the beautiful part about it. You walk away with knowledge. So that means everyone here is a winner. And that's how we'll go ahead and do that as we get ready to go on and bring this thing on in. We got the serious stuff out the way. Then we had a little bit of fun. And we'll continue to do this. What I'm thinking about doing, and what we'll see is doing this show more often during the week. That's the plan. So I know my video is probably still a little fidgety, but We're gonna start doing this more often, maybe 2-3 times a week. I'm trying to shoot for, along with the other shows that we're doing, along with the pre-recorded stuff that I have lined up, and bringing the other show, the Social Dig, back. And the Phenomenon show, I need people to sign up for that, because that show only works if we have viewers like yourself coming on stage and talking about your experience with the phenomena. So if you're open to doing that, if you're open to coming on and talking about your experience, email me at book social shows or book social show. Let me make sure of that. It's just, I don't think there's an S on that. Let me be totally clear on that, because obviously those are two different email addresses. Now, I hate to have you emailing the wrong one, so let me check here. Yeah, book social show at gmail.com. If you're wanting or willing to come on stage, talk about your experience, email me there, so then we can put on some of my experience with the Phenomenon shows. That show only works with viewers like yourself coming on talking about your experiences. So we'd love to put on some of those shows. Let's go ahead and get that set up. Also, the Social Dig show, which is a little more harder to kind of put together. We're bringing those back as well. And we'll keep doing these here. And then the news show, we'll keep doing that as news pops up. Or if we have something to talk about, we'll just definitely go ahead and do that. So once again, it has been fun tonight hanging out with you guys. Definitely want to thank LVL Lovey Love for coming in and joining our membership here, because once again, that's how we pay for all this stuff, really. Just being blatant, straightforward. That's how this stuff gets paid for, subscriptions and things like that, in order to put these shows on. So any help is welcome. And I definitely appreciate, I would do it, period. Regardless, we've done it for so long, and I will continue to do so, but those subscriptions do start adding up. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get us ready to get up out of here. Let me run our commercial real quick, because we do have t-shirts. I'm trying to get these t-shirts out. I'm going to press some up, and I'm just going to send some out. That's how we'll get this started, but I'm going to run the commercial for right now. Welcome to the Social Shop, courtesy of the Social Dig. I am Mr. Rob G, and we are bringing you exclusive gear, and tonight's no different. We have humanity t-shirts, the positive progression of humanity. Yes, you can go out into the world and proudly show everyone what humanity means to you. $32.99. And remember, if you're a social soldier, you get an additional 20% off the price. That's right. Being a social soldier gets you an additional 20% off. And keep in mind, depending where you are in the world, shipping fees and taxes will be applied. Bringing you exclusive gear right here at the Social Shop on the Social Dig. We really do appreciate you coming on out to the Social Dig, hanging out with us like always. Like I said, we did this spur of the moment once again, and we're going to do this more consistently. So just be on the lookout. Midnight Pacific time, however that translates to where you are in the world, just hit the notification bell. That's probably the best way to do it. Hit the notification bell so you know the next time we go live. And like I said, we're going to try to do this maybe 3 times a week, this show, maybe more. Maybe we'll do it every night. It just really depends on if we're able to get together and have great conversations, because it has to be that, or there's no point in really doing the show, right? Don't want to just get together just to hang out, just to do that. I want to make sure that you enjoy the time that you spend here, right here at the Social Dig. So we're going to do that. Also, you can catch me tomorrow night, which is actually tonight, wherever you're at, on the Spaced Out Radio After Hours show. where we will be interviewing. Let me bring that up here. I'm not great with names. We will be interviewing Jared Murphy and Christy Bass, who are with a company called Archeo. And they basically are archaeologists that unearth a lot of ancient things and connect a lot of dots, right, as far as humanity's past, the civilizations, with what we know today. So that should be a great and awesome conversation. Make sure you're there for that. And then Sunday we have Arlen Schumer, who is a Twilight Zone historian, and so we're going to be talking to him about pop culture and the history of an iconic series. This guy is supposed to be so well versed in the show, and should be awesome, should learn a lot. So make sure you're there for both of those shows. Remember, we're on Spaced Out Radio Saturdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Pacific until 11 p.m. every weekend. And then the rest of the week, you can catch me right here on the Social Dig. Make sure you're subscribed to both places. As a matter of fact, if you're here for the first time tonight, please consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell when we go live. It gets fun here. It gets serious sometimes. It gets deep, but we do have fun and we know how to enjoy each other. The reason why we get together and do this is for the positive progression in humanity. Always and forever, it will always stay that way. If it does not move the needle for humanity, we will not be doing it. We will not be talking about it. So that's how you know you're in the right place. If you care about people, you care about humanity, this is where it all takes place. So with that being said, it has been a pleasure serving you as your host tonight. I'm Mr. Rob G. This is the Social Dig. This is the late night call-in show, more importantly. You have a great rest of your night, and I will see you next time. Take care.